this is TampaTec, and learn something new from PC, TVs, and gaming too. Let's get it started. Alright, this is how to fix an LCD monitor. Unplug the power first. This one has no power, it's completely dead. Alright. If there's no screws holding on the back panel, most likely means you have to pop off the clips. And what I mean by that is you take a flathead screwdriver, stick it in the slots right here, and then pop that off like so. I don't know if you can see that. And then you want to pry it open with your fingertips. Watch out for the ribbon cable with the buttons. But these are just plastic clips, so it's alright if some of the clips fall apart. That sometimes happens. They're really skinny and fragile. Sometimes the clips lock back in. There you go. Just like that. Alright, so once you do that, take that, throw that off. Take off this back panel. Unscrew that. And unscrew that. And that's part of the chassis. And this will slide down and come out. Make sure you don't tear off any ribbon cables, by the way. So anyhow, the power cord goes in here, and then it goes through this white and black cables right here, and then the alternating current, AC current, goes in here, and then it gets converted into DC current, direct current. And it needs to do that, or else these microchips on the motherboard won't turn on the LCD screen. And they only run on DC current, because logic chips, IC chips, only work off of DC current. I think it's like 5 volt or whatnot. It's created on this side of the power supply. So if you can see physical damage, there's some burn marks right here, but usually that's not the case. And why this is not working, that just runs hot right there, and over time it turns black. I don't know if you guys can see any physical damage. Yes, bulge cap right there. You guys caught that before I did? Very good. Alright, so anyhow, I'm going to take out the ground screws. Like that. Take out the other ground screw. Right there. Okay, go watch cartoons. Go watch cartoons. Alright, take this off. And your mesh should pop off. Careful, that's hot and you're going to burn yourself again. Shh. You gotta be quiet, I'm making a video.
Come on.
So anyhow, so that's the bulge cap right there, and there's a location number, just to show you. I don't know if you can see that location number on the board. It's
Dad, what are you doing?
It's C204. So on the other side of that board, it'll be C204. You need a solder plunger or a solder sucker and a 30-watt solder gun or hotter. And look for C204, location number. C stands for capacitor, by the way. So you want to heat up the pin first until it liquefies. And then once it liquefies, and then you squeeze it and then push down and suck out the solder. That was a good one. See how I did that? Right there. Sometimes you have to wiggle the pin so it breaks free of the solder. And then that liquefies, heat it up, squeeze it, Now there's another good one.
That we do is squeeze it.
And then you wiggle the leg so it breaks free. Okay, turn it around, and then that should come straight out. And here's the capacitor right there. So we're going to read this, even though it's blown. We know it's kind of swollen right here on top. So let's go ahead and read it. Using capacitor meter, you hit that button, and I got the Fluke 12. I've been using it for like 10 years. And we're going to read it. Negative lead goes negative side. The stripe is the negative side on the capacitor. And the positive. And see, it's reading 50% less, about 50% less of its value. The value is 1,000 microfarads, 16 volt. Okay? And on the board that was C204, that was bad. Alright? So you can replace it with the same one, 1,000 microfarad, 16 volt. And I got one right here. 1,000 microfarad, 16 volt. Different brand now. And let's read this one, because I took this off of another board. And that reads over 1,000 volts. 1,000 microfarads. So it's good. So you know you could use that and it'll work. So we found the bad part and we're going to replace it with the good part. Alright. So let's go ahead and put the board back in. So let's go ahead and negative with that white thing, and you can see the positive on the board. So make sure you don't put it in backwards or you just pop the cap again. You won't do any further damage on the board except for popping that capacitor. It'll swell up and just like pop. So once you put that in, bend the legs sideways so it doesn't fall out while you're soldering.
I can put my leg.
Just like that.
Like
And
that?
if you want to solder right here, what you want to do is heat up the pin first. So you want to heat up the pin first and then solder.
Yes, I hot.
See? Just like that. Heat it up, and then dab it, and you're good. And that should work just fine.
Now we're dropping.
Now unplug the solder gun so my son doesn't burn himself.
Be careful. Make it burn soft.